Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Lulu Tech Designs, and I'm your boy Lulu Mark. Today I want to show you something new in Revit. Of course, we are basically going to deal with the curtain wall panels and how to create a simple structure basically using curtain walls. And I think this is going to be exciting. Please don't leave before you finish this video, and if you have never subscribed to Lulu Tech Designs, please do so, because we have so many projects on this channel. So let's dive into Revit and see how to play around with curtain walls. So this is Revit 2026 latest version, so I don't think it has much difference compared with the lower versions, so we shall still achieve the same thing. I'll not do so much settings today because this video entirely is just for creating a simple structure, and the purpose is to learn how to deal with the curtain walls. So what we're going to do, I'll just come to architecture wall. I'll create a simple wall. I'm going to use this rectangle tool. I'll just create a simple house here. Let's just create a simple house here for this, something like that. Let me first I said this is going to be like 10 meters. So when you write 10 and you put the M, it will be able to give you that. Let this one be 6 meters, just like that. So in our 3D, this is where you get 3D view. It is here, and I'm going to reduce this wall height to 3.5. So I'll select this from the 3D, right click, select all instances in the entire project. I'll change the unconnected height to 3.5, just like that. So we shall have this. And then if I come to my visual style and I change this to shaded, I should be able to see something like this. So we're going to create a slab or a floor for this house. So I'll come to architecture, look for floor, that, and then of course I'll just create another simple floor, something like that. That will do it. I'll just click OK, finish it up in the 3D. We also have a slab like that. Then I'll create a slab for the roof. So I'll do that I think in the level 2 here. So I'll come to slab, then I'll use pick lines. I'll pick the lines for the ground slab. I'll simply click OK. In the 3D we should have something like this, but of course the level is not aligning. To bring this one down is really simple in Revit. You just come to modify, you go to align, you select this surface down, then that one, they will align perfectly. See that? So that is it. And now we can make these curtain walls. We shall basically now do this in 3D. So you select one of these walls just like that. Then I'll come to this this mirror that says temporary hide and isolate. You click on it, you come to isolate. So I'll basically split. I'll come to the split tool. It is in modify. I'll split here. Let me split 200. Then this side I'll also split 200. Let me see, 200 is there. And then down here also 200. Up here that will be 200 also. It has not split it there. Let me first zoom it well. Yeah, now it has worked. So I'll escape. Then I'll select the wall that we have cut inside. I'll drop it down. We can use curtain wall just like this. Now this is already a curtain wall. If we now need to give it grids. If you edit, let me just edit type here. I want to give it some boundaries for a door. Yeah. But before we do that, let me just do this. So we're going to create curtain grids. So you come to architecture, you go to curtain grid. I can do here, I can do here. And then for now, let me leave it like that. We can go to mullion. You come to architecture, mullion, grid, all grid lines, just like that. And then if you want to select specific grid from these mullions, you just click on, after it highlights, you come here. After it highlights, you can click on tab. It keeps selecting. You see that? Now you can have that as a selected option. It will select a system panel. Just so let me just reset this. I'll come to this and I'll go to reset. So I'll have something like that. And then of course when I come to my level down and I want to create a door, I'll go to architecture door. But of course now the door you are going to put here has to be a curtain grid door. Of course this one for Revit works. When you come here, you'll be able to see the door is placed here. But of course we have other doors that come from those different websites that create Revit families. For now, let me just edit this door. You can edit it. You click here, edit type. You can duplicate. Let's give it, you say exterior door. Something like that. And then the door panel materials, you can click on it. Wait for it to open. Now here I'm going to look for, we can create custom material. Create custom material, you name it, say door glass. And then in the appearance, I want something a little bit blue, sky blue, I guess. And then in the appearance, I'll open up the asset browser, wait for it to load. And then I'll look for glass. Then mirror, I can look for mirror. Then there is, I think I can use that. I'll close this, I'll apply, okay. And then I can change the wall width from here. Let's say I want a very big door, so I can say a door of 2.8, let's say that. Then the height, of course, will now be a height with the head height, so we shall go with 2.5, something like that. If I apply okay, I should have something like that. And then let me just select the door and edit again. Let me see the frame material. The frame material can be aluminum. Let's look for aluminum, something like that. Okay, you just apply. Okay, so you'll have something like that. Then of course I can move it a little bit inside. That's one way you can do this. Of course, if you have those that you have downloaded, I assume I have it. Let me just come to door, then you go to load family. It will take you to the browser of your PC. Go to your computer. I'll look for Revit library. Then I think this should be a curtain wall. Let me try this. Even this. Open it up and see if it works. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. So we shall see. Now this one has refused some or all of the families selected are not category of those. Okay. Though try again another family. Then first escape. Then load family. Wall. It's supposed to show us the door is for curtain wall. Standard. What I'm going to do, I'll first of all I'll come to my browser first. You can open up your browser first. Revit library. Then you can search. I'm seeing here this is for a curtain wall. I can double click on it and upgrade model. Then you wait for it to load into the project. Now it is loaded here. So when I come to this project, I select door. I go to this one that I've loaded. Then I load it into project. Let's see if it works. Load into project. I don't understand. So this one is not also responding. Load into project. Okay. Here you come to door. Let me first delete this. So let me first isolate this. Let me isolate this. Then I select this tab with the tab, this, and then come to edit type. I'll say load. I'll load this door. Now from there you can click OK. Now you see it changes this into the door. When I reset, now we shall have a very big door like that. So this is now the curtain wall door. So basically you just have to you have to create the panel, and then you select the panel, you go and change the panel into a curtain wall. So we can try and do it for this side. We're going to reset or isolate this, then we shall cut or split here. Remember this was 200. Let me split there. 200. Then upwards, split there, split here, and then you select this, you come to wall, you change this to curtain wall, drop down, change it to curtain wall, you create the grids, you come to architecture, you go to grid, let's create a grid here, then another one here. Then this middle part we are going to change it into a curtain wall, but before that we create the mullions, all grid lines. You come to architecture, you go to mullions, all grid lines, you click, and first escape, and just undo, then mullions, all grid lines, click OK. Then you should be able to get that. Now if I want to change this panel into a door, I'll simply just highlight, and then I start tapping on the tab key until I select the panel I want. After selecting the panel, you come to edit type, then you go to load, then you select the door, you open it up into the type properties, then you wait for it to open. Now the moment it opens up like that, you can click OK. Let me see if it loaded. Looks like here it didn't load. So it's sometimes it disturbs, so you have to keep playing around your game. So we're going to isolate this wall as well. We shall do this one by one so that we really understand how to do this. So we shall split this one, $200, 200. Split there, split here. And then you pick the wall, you drop down this, you look for curtain wall, then you go to architecture, you create the grid. Of course the grid was this and that. Then we are left with the mullion. You come to architecture, mullion, all grid lines, click on that. Then of course you want this center to be a door. You come here, you highlight, you click on tab key on your keyboard until it selects this. You come to edit type, you go to load, you load the curtain grid wall, door. The door type has to be curtain grid. If it's not curtain grid, it will not work. So when you are downloading, you have to download curtain grid family door. So let me see if it has loaded really. I don't think so. This one is not loaded. Let me first duplicate it. Let me just leave it at that name too. Then we're going to load. Now it's not loading again. I think because we already have it in the system. Now when you drop this one down, you select it, selects, you just click OK. Now you have it there. So there we have the door. Now we can now do the same for this side. Let me first select this again, isolate it. We come and click on the tab key, just highlight tab there, edit type. Instead of now loading it again, it's already in this family or system panel. You just drop this down, you select it, you click OK to be able to come just like that. Then you reset, you have it there. So we have that door. So now we can do the same for this side. I believe from here we shall really be good in doing this. You isolate, you come to split. Let me just split here. 200. No, it is not splitting. Then upwards. So it keeps disturbing, but of course you have to be sometimes patient. Then we select the wall we have just cut. You drop down, you come to curtain wall, you go to architecture, curtain grid, create the grids. Now for a grid, you can actually change these measurements later, like this. And then I will go to mullion, all grid lines, you click on that. Of course, we want to change this into curtain door. So you just highlight it, you tap until you select that, you click edit type. Now here you don't load because you already have it in the system panel. You just change it to that door, you click OK, and it will automatically scale the door to fit into that panel. So when you reset this, you have something like that. So we have a simple structure here. I think we can create something. Let me first delete this roof. So I'll go to level 2. I want to create something a little bit unique here. So I'll come to floor. I'll use this. I want to create a slab like this. Just create something a little bit different from something just like that. So in our 3D, I'll have something like this. Then of course I want this one to come down. We shall come to, let's see, in the elevations, the floor to floor height. So now this one I have to change it to 3.5, just like that. Then here we shall have this one sitting on the wall like that. So if we go to our realistic view, let me see what we have. Realistic view is a little bit slow. So in the realistic view, we have a structure like this. This can be a simple relaxation point. Now here, if you want to paint this, you can paint it easily. You just come to modify, you go to paint, you can look for any sort of paint you want. Let's say something brown. Let's say I want this. Something like that. And then this side. Something like that. Just like that. Then I can even give our slab a wood finish. I just come to edit type. I go to duplicate. I'll say slab. Then I'll edit the material. Here I'll say wood. I'll not create any material. I'll just select the wood that is available. I guess there's this one. I can just simply use that. Apply. OK. Let's see what we have. Yeah, we have something like this. I guess this one is beginning to make sense. So this can be an enjoyment point at home with the family. Something really simple. So this will be a slab. Let's say we want going to paint it white. Say white. So you just simply paint all around. So this one here, it's a little bit overlapping, so let me just add the type, and the thickness I give it 200 and see. Then I'll push it up a little bit, let's say by 10. A little more, let's say 20. Yeah, something like this. So I believe now this structure makes sense. You have doors all around, including curtain walls. So basically that is it. You can render this and see how nice it will look like. Simple structure for you. So yeah, I think we have come to the end of this project, and I believe you have learned something. What we learned here, basically, one, to create a curtain wall. Secondly, to create a curtain wall door. You realize it's not the same way you create a door for a wall, a normal wall. So if you have picked something here today, please make sure you subscribe to Lulu Tech Designs, and I hope to see you in the next project. Thank you so much.